We're going to go here. Okay. Okay, so what's going on? Hold on. Well, okay, so here's the deal. We have above average temperatures throughout places like the Gulf, the Ohio Valley, the Eastern Great Lakes region, the Mid-Atlantic, and plus my area in the New York City area, and southern Arizona to much California, and parts of the West Coast too. Otherwise, it'll be just below average temperatures in the Great Plains to the Rockies and parts of the Great Basin and the Cascades, though. Let me see. Oh, I see. Well, I don't know if you're here, but let me know if you are here. Yeah, so that I can do your forecast. Otherwise, I'm just going to go straight ahead and just do it without you. Alright, might as well just go forward. I'll come back to you if you do manage to get back on air. But right now, I'm just gonna plow ahead. See what we got throughout tomorrow night. We got plenty of above average temperatures on the East Coast, the Gulf Coast, the Southern Plains, the Desert Southwest, California, except for the Sierra Nevadas, Great Basin. And we got below average temperatures throughout some chilly weather throughout the upper Mississippi Valley, the Great Lakes, and plenty of cold air throughout the northwestern parts of the country. Though a few parts in that part of the region, though, could see some mild temperatures though. Now, what about for Monday morning? Monday morning, there's going to be a lot of freezing temperatures throughout much of the interior parts of the West, except for the Desert Southwest, where it's going to be mild, and as well as parts of California, Florida, southern Texas, and parts of New England and the New York City area, and the Hudson Valley, all the way up to Canada, though, in near Ottawa and Montreal. Alright, and then otherwise, we'll be dealing with some very chilly temperatures throughout the central part of the country, particularly in the Great Plains, the Mississippi Valley, the Great Lakes region, I should say. Then what we have for Monday night, though, plenty of heat, above average temperatures from the West Coast to the Desert Southwest, the South, western part of the Great Lakes region, like the Mississippi Valley, the Southeast, the Mid-Atlantic, and some mild temperatures in some parts of New England. Otherwise, there's going to be chilly temperatures throughout the Rockies, and below average temperatures throughout the interior parts of the Northeast and the Mid-Atlantic, and parts of the Northern Plains. Hold on a minute. Trying to get comfortable, folks. Let's see what we got for Tuesday morning. Tuesday morning, plenty of warmth throughout the parts of the South, like the Gulf Coast, and a few mild temperatures throughout a few parts of the Ohio Valley and Tennessee. Southern Arizona, all the way to California, we'll see some mild temperatures, but very cold temperatures throughout the Rockies, the Great Basin, and chilly temperatures throughout parts of the East Coast, though, and the northern and the Great Plains region, and many parts of the Great Lakes region too. Sorry. And finally, Tuesday night though, what do we got? We got plenty of warmth throughout the Mid-Atlantic, South, Southern Plains, Desert Southwest, much of California and the West Coast. Chilly temperatures in the Northern Plains and Western Great Lakes region, the Rockies. Mild temperatures will be located throughout much of the Northeast though. Humidity. There's a lot of humidity to go around throughout places like a few parts of the Northeast, like the New York City area, all the way down the I-95 corridor towards Florida. But elsewhere, there's going to be a lot of humidity throughout the Gulf Coast, lower Mississippi Valley, the Ohio Valley, and about the southern and eastern parts of the Great Lakes region. And some parts of the West Coast will get some humidity. Now, what about for Monday night? Tomorrow night, I should say. Plenty of humidity throughout the Gulf Coast, the southeast, all the way to the northeast. In the San Francisco Bay Area, we will get some humidity as well, and a little bit of humidity throughout the coastal part of the Pacific Northwest. For Monday morning, plenty of humidity in the southern tips of Texas, southern Florida, and the Northeast. 1 minute. A little bit of moisture throughout the Great Lakes region and parts of the Pacific Northwest on the coastal side, Central Valley, California, and the San Francisco Bay Area, and some parts of Arizona. For Monday night, there's going to be a lot of humidity throughout parts of Florida, eastern Texas, and the Mississippi Valley, parts of the Great Lakes region. We get a little bit of humidity, and plenty of humidity throughout the Northeast, though, and a tiny bit of humidity throughout Central California and the coastal part of the Pacific Northwest. Otherwise, there's going to be a lot of dry air to go around throughout other parts of the West and the Great Plains. For Tuesday morning, humidity is going to be all over the Gulf Coast, a little bit in the mid to lower Mississippi Valley, the Ohio Valley, the Great Lakes region, and much of the Northeast. A little bit in the coastal parts of the Pacific Northwest and Central California, and a little bit in Arizona. Hold on a minute. Sorry, folks. I'm just tired. Yeah, because I carry a lot of stuff. Alright. Oh, I feel drowsy. Anyway, let's just get back to the weather. Plenty of humidity throughout the Gulf Coast, some parts of the Carolinas and Georgia, and a little bit of humidity throughout the Appalachian Mountain Range, parts of the Great Lakes region, Central California and coastal Pacific Northwest, and a tiny bit in Arizona, and much of New England. Take a look at Cape. Now where's the lift? Hold on. that was very contagious. There's going to be a lot of lift throughout from places like Texas to Alabama. A lot of lift in the Florida Keys too. But just a little bit of lift from the Great Lakes all the way to Tennessee. As well as coastal parts of the Pacific Northwest. Tomorrow night, a lot of lift in the southeast, tiny bits in the Ohio Valley, parts of the Great Lakes, and the Appalachian Mountain Range, from upstate New York all the way to the Carolinas, and as well as the Northern Rockies, Idaho, and the Pacific Northwest overall. Monday morning, some convection will occur throughout parts of the Northeast, and as well as a good amount of convection throughout throughout much of Florida on the peninsula part, from Jacksonville to Key West, and a tiny bit in North Dakota, Northern Rockies, parts of the Great Basin, and the Pacific Northwest. In places like Florida for Monday night, there's going to be a lot of lift. Parts of Texas too, and a tiny bit of convection throughout the northern plains, and as well as much of the Northeast and parts of the Pacific Northwest and the Bitterroot Mountains of Idaho and Montana. And what about for Tuesday morning? Tuesday morning, there's going to be a lot of lift from other sides of the Gulf Coast, from Florida all the way to Texas, and tiny bits of convection throughout the northern plains to the Great Lakes region. And finally, Tuesday night, there's going to be plenty of convection throughout Florida, Western Gulf, the Ohio Valley, just a tiny bit though, and Michigan too. Now let's take a look at the radar, but we're actually going to be, we're going to use